It has been described as the forgotten All-Ireland hurling semi-final, but for Offaly and Antrim it means a place in the All-Ireland final on September 3rd. These sides met in 1985 at the same stage in Armagh, and Offaly emerged victorious by 14 points. Is it going to be different today? Well, the Antrim people are pretty confident that they can produce the shock of the year. Antrim manager Jim Nelson has announced a team that shows 2 changes in personnel that play Kildare in the quarter-final. Jared Rogan is injured and is replaced by young Gary O'Kane. Terence McNaughton, who played midfield against Kildare, is switched to left corner forward to the exclusion of his cousin Denny McNaughton, while Dominic McMullen gets his chance in the crucial area at midfield. And the referee for today's All-Ireland hurling semi-final is a man from County Limerick, his name Terence Murray. And this is the Offaly side, selected by Patjo Wheelahan. The selectors make one change from the side that won the Leinster Championship a few weeks ago. Joe Dooley, an impressive second-half substitute that day, is retained in place of Danny Owens at right half forward. Positional alterations results in Michael Dignan now operating at full forward, with Vincent Tehan taking up residence at right corner forward. The defence, despite conceding some late scores to Kilkenny, have been given a vote of confidence by the Offaly selectors. And there's Patjo Wheelahan giving a final few words of encouragement to his Offaly men. And what a decade it has been for the Offaly lads. Since 1980, they have been dominating really the Leinster hurling final scene. They have 2 All-Ireland credits, 2 All-Ireland titles to their credit, and today they hope to get a place in the final on September 3rd. Everything is set here in Croke Park, and may I say that for an All-Ireland hurling semi-final, the excitement is really unbelievable. The atmosphere tremendous, and it's hard to imagine that it is in fact just a semi-final. Antrim, before you joined us, won the toss and are playing from left to right against a very slight breeze. A beautiful day, and if you were in Dublin last night, you would have witnessed thunder and lightning, so it's a rather dramatic change. Referee Terence Murray looking around to see that everybody is set for this All-Ireland hurling semi-final. And certainly the atmosphere here, as I said, everybody shouting and cheering. And there's just a sample of the crowd here, absolutely packed. And we're underway, 70 minutes to decide who plays Galway or Tipperary in the 1989 All-Ireland final. This is Brian Donnelly trying to get past Ger Coughlin, still the big man. Ali Castle-McQuillans sending it in, which Jim Troy watches carefully and then unleashes an almighty puck downfield. Down towards Joe Dooley. Played very impressively in the Leinster Championship. Well blocked down by Paul McKillen. Tries to give it to his midfield partner. It comes to Mark Corrigan. Could this be the first score? It is. After 33 seconds of play, Mark Corrigan, and he's certainly going to be the man that Antrim are going to have to watch. He scored 3-7, remember, in the Leinster hurling final. Goalkeeper Niall Patterson. Down this side, Brian Donnelly and Ger Coughlin. This is Paul McKillen battling with John Pilkington. Ahi Regan sending a ball up towards his full forward, which Niall Patterson has no problem dealing with, goes inches to the left and wide. That's Paul McKillen from Ballycastle-McQuillans, all-star replacement in 1988. Down towards big, tall Pat Delaney, sweeping it over to the far side to Roy Mannion. Alcan McFettridge keeping in close attention to him. Or Roy Mannion drops in a ball, and Niall Patterson watches it carefully and sends it back outfield. Corrigan being tackled by Dominic McKinley, the centre half back. Sending it all right in towards Michael Dignan and just goes out over the end line. There's Mark Corrigan with the knee heavily bandaged, but obviously making sure that the boots are fully operational. We'll have to have them because many people are expecting Antrim to produce a top-class display here in Croke Park. Here comes to Paul McKillen, inside to Kieran Barr. Can he reach it? He can't. Big lad from Belfast. Of course, Antrim's only All-Star this year. Fine hurler. Already played in the All-Ireland Club Hurling final on St. Patrick's Day, and is a player to watch here this afternoon. Jim Troy with the puck out. Right down towards the centre half forward, Dahi Regan. Comes to Michael Dykeman. Played a fine game, created 2 goals for Mark Corrigan. This is Vincent Tillian. And once again, Antrim tried to break away. This is right half back James McNaughton. Well tackled. Declan Pilkington from Burr. Is it gone over? No, just to the left and wide. Young Declan Pilkington from Burr was on the 86 and 87 minor team and is a player to watch here as well this afternoon. Fine corner forward. Break comes down towards Paul McKillen. This is Brian Donnelly, brother of left corner back Desi. Gives it inside to Donald Armstrong, and there's a good score for Antrim. Donald Armstrong, a name synonymous with Antrim, son of the legendary Kevin, and he equalises here after just 3.5 minutes of play. So a bright start to this All-Ireland hurling semi-final. Plays his club hurling there with O'Donovan Rossa in Belfast. Over towards Joe Dooley. Gets the better this time of Leonard McKeegan. Can he finish it off? Very well played indeed by Joe Dooley. Fine player, plays his club hurling with Sir Kieran's and on the team since 1984. Well gathered indeed by young Johnny Pilkington. Sweeps it over to Joe Dooley, already causing a few problems for Leonard McKeegan. Has another go, but this time unsuccessful, so the scoreline remains the same. Offaly still leading by just 1 point. Big goalkeeper, Niall Patterson. And as you can see, a very large crowd here, absolutely packed into Croke Park. Back to the action where Joe Dooley has it once again. Sweeping play over towards Declan Pilkington. Getting there ahead of the right corner back, Gary O'Cade, but he fails to capitalise on the possession. And once again, Offaly just keeping their noses in front. Michael Dykeman, Terence Donnelly, a right old battle going on there this afternoon. Keep an eye on them as the tall goalkeeper Niall Patterson. Break comes to Alton McFetridge, broken away by Roy Mannion. This is Dahi Regan, and the linesman indicates that it's going to the boys from Antrim. Coming up to take it is left corner back Leonard McKeegan. Steady, not spectacular player. That's the score after 5.5 minutes of play. This is Dominic McMullen. On to Alton McFetridge, bursting his way through. Lovely, skillful player, but this time just off target. Alton scored 1 goal and 6 points in last year's All-Ireland semi-final, and he told me before the match he's determined to do a little bit better. Goalkeeper Jim Troy's puck out. Mighty puck out right down the centre. Mark Corrigan, tackled by James McNaughton and Dominic McKinley. Unfairly, says Terence Murray, and an opportunity for Offaly now to stretch their lead. That's James McNaughton from Cushendall, Ruriog on the Antrim Coast Road, and certainly a fine right half back as Mark Corrigan steadies himself up. Can he make Offaly 3 points? The answer is a very definite yes. So Offaly now 3 points, Antrim 1. Niall Patterson, determined to qualify for the All-Ireland final of '89. This is Roy Mannion. He's full back actually in the Offaly minor team 3 years ago. He has established himself now at right half back. As you can see, a line ball there now for the Offaly lads. Going to be taken by Joe Dooley. Younger brothers Johnny and Billy won minor and under 21 Leinster championships already this year. So the Dooley's doing well. That's well pulled on by Declan Pilkington, and actually hit off the post and goes over the end line and wide.
Come on, Brian!
So Antrim will be hoping for a little bit more action from their forwards. So far, Offaly dominating as Niall Patterson from Lochgiel Shamrocks was captain of the side that won the All-Ireland club title back in 1983. So there are players here with plenty of credentials in this All-Ireland semi-final. This is Terence McNaughton giving it back to Dominic McMullen. And just to the left and wide. Dominic, who plays his club hurling there with Lochgiel Shamrocks and came on as a sub for the match against Kildare, did very well. And here he is in an All-Ireland semi-final at number 9. Dahi Regan leaving it to Joe Dooley, trying to find Michael Dignan. Goes off Terence Donnelly's stick and out for a 65. So Joe Dooley playing a fine game so far at right half back, right half forward, and the ESB employee in Ferban doing well in this All-Ireland semi-final. Paddy Delaney from Kinnity, much loved by the Offaly supporters indeed, and they're relying on him to add a touch of experience to a very nice combination that swept their way through Leinster, and he swept that one straight over the bar. Offaly now lead by 3 points. Offaly 4 points, Antrim 1. Puck out, well pulled on indeed by Aidan McCarry. Comes inside to Martin Hannamy. Offaly's only all-star this year. Down to Dahi Regan. To Joe Dooley. Offaly half-forward line doing very well in the opening stages. Niall Patterson saying, leave it to me lads and I'll get it down the field. Well gathered by Roy Mannion. He is fouled by Dominic McMullen and a free to the faithful county. Roy Mannion taking it himself. But as you can see, just to the right and wide, scoreline remains the same. Remember that when the sides met in the National Hurling League, Antrim were successful not once but twice, and because of that are very confident coming to Croke Park here this afternoon. Paul McKillen getting it on to Elton McFettridge, pulling in it gently and just again to the right and wide. So Alcan McFettridge will be disappointed with that last effort, but it was worth having a go at least. As Jim Troy, you may notice that the Offaly players are wearing black armbands, and that is of course as a result of the tragic death of Seamus Coughlin, brother of Ger in America, and we here pass on our deepest sympathy indeed to the Coughlin family and to the people of Kinnity. On to take this line ball is Johnny Pilkington, the baby of the team, and they give him quite a hard time over it as well. 19 years of age, but it's a fine cut right in around the house. Michael Dignan, everybody there, so too is Vincent Tehan, gets it out. Far as Joachim Kelly, well blocked indeed by James McNaughton. Still Joachim Kelly. Over here, all alone, is Joe Dooley, but he can't reach it and goes out over the wide. Joachim Kelly from Lusma, a PE instructor in the Garda Training Centre in Templemore, and before the match he was really geared up for this semi-final. He wants to play in an All-Ireland final in 1989. Sweeping it over towards Terence McNaughton. Ger Coughlin getting a hurley to it. Brian Donnelly is there with him. Sweeps it out of the danger area and out over the line. There's Joachim once again, ordering his forces around, making sure everything is ready. Is this line ball going to be taken by Leonard McKeegan? Didn't actually play last year on the Antrim side. But, has made the left half back position his own now. This is Paul McKillen. Tall, 6'1" lad. Jim Troy there, vigilant as ever. Down towards Leonard McKeegan. Trying to get past Dahi Regan. And referee Terence Murray maintaining that he was fouled by the Offaly lads, and a line ball for Antrim. Antrim need a score now, but they're not going to get one on this occasion, as that one goes harmlessly once again to the left and wide. Jim Troy, Board Namono official, and plays with Lusma. Well gathered by Dahi Regan. And that is a marvellous score. Puts Offaly now 4 points ahead, and a scoreline of 5 points to 1. Niall Patterson got a special word of encouragement from Cardinal O'Fee just before the game started in the dressing room. So the Antrim lads not alone physically prepared for this match, but spiritually as well. This is right cornerback Gary O'Kane making his championship debut. Down to Paddy Delaney. Paul McKillen gathering it. The bricklayer from Ballycastle bursting his way through. This is Brian Donnelly. Back to McKillen. Ger Coughlin. Stalemate this side. This is Johnny Pilkington getting there ahead of Dominic McKinley. And Offaly sweep back upfield. Gary O'Kane from Dunloy is there, so too is Ger Coughlin. It certainly is being played at a fairly fast pace, and unfortunately for Offaly, not able to capitalise on the possession there. So the scoreline remaining the same at 5 points to 1. Interesting thing about Niall Patterson is that when Lockheed Shamrocks won the All-Ireland club title, they beat St. Rhiners of Offaly. This is Dominic McMullen giving it inside to Terence McNaughton. Jim Troy just getting the hurl to it, but it goes over the bar. Good score for Antrim. Antrim now just 3 points behind. Keeping in touch, the Antrim lads. And there's the man who scored it, Terence McNaughton. So there's Terence gathering possession, looking at the target. Jim Troy just keeping an eye on it, wind off the post and over the bar. Joe Dooley trying to respond to that point by Terence McNaughton, and he does. Oh, great score by Joe Dooley. Offaly 6 points, Antrim 2. And a fine score, good reply to the Antrim score. Break comes down towards Dahi Regan. Joe Dooley there once again. Mark Corrigan using all his experience. This time cut out by the Antrim defence. Easy one from Donald Armstrong into Jim Troy. As Offaly try to get the ball in towards Michael Dignan. Looking for a little bit of help and support. Has a go himself. And yet again another wide for Offaly. That is in fact their 10th wide so far. We now have 16 minutes gone in the first half. Still leading by 4 points. Niall Patterson. Dropping it in towards his centre half forward, Aidan McCarry. This is Paul McKillen giving it outside. Oh, beautifully cut out there by John Pilkington. Down towards James McNaughton, cousin of the corner forward Terence, having a battle with Mark Corrigan. Johnny Pilkington adding to it. Coming down to gather it here is Terence Donnelly. Michael Dignan doing well, Giving it outside to Mark Corrigan. They have a right combination going, these two. But Mark just seemed to slip as he was hitting that one. So Offaly increased their tally now in terms of wides to 11, but still lead by 6 points to 2. Niall Patterson once again being kept busy with these puckouts. Pat Delaney getting there in front, gathering the rebound, giving it back to Ger Coughlin. Trying to gather it there is Declan Pilkington to the far side, but this time Leonard McKeegan gets there first. This is Dominic McKinley from Lochgiel Shamrocks, known to his pals as Woody. He gives it inside to Paul McKillen, being tackled by Pat Delaney. Still McKillen. He's in front of goal, and he puts it over the bar. A vital score for Antrim. Offaly 6 points, Antrim 3. And certainly that is exactly what Antrim needed, as Aidan McCarry there burst his way through and sent it over the bar. Good score. Joachim Kelly. Intended pass to Joe Dooley didn't work. Has to try again. This is John Pilkington. These Antrim lads are tackling in numbers. They may be trailing, but they're still confident. Michael Dignan blocked, comes into Joe Dooley, and Niall Patterson comes out to execute a fine clearance. Ger Coughlin happy to see it go out over the line. And certainly Croke Park looking absolutely resplendent, and the two teams here showing great sportsmanship. Not a foul stroke can be seen so far. It's early days. We still have 19 minutes gone in the first half. That one drops down, comes to Declan Pilkington, but just pulls in it to the right and wide. Declan, still a young lad as well. 86 and 87 minor team, came on to the senior side only last year, and the dairy farmer from Burr establishing himself now as one of the future stars for Offaly, as Antrim try to get back into this match. This is Terence McNaughton getting it inside to Alcan McFetrich. Aidan Fogarty right beside him, giving it across to Donald Armstrong. And that's another point. A white flag flowing gently as Antrim keep in touch, and now only just 2 points between the sides. Alcan McFetrich at the far side worked hard for it. He swept it across to Donald Armstrong, better known as a footballer actually, but that was a beautiful strike over the bar. Dahi Regan trying to get inside to Michael Dignan. Turns Donnelly, stumbling over it. This is Joe Dooley in fact. And Antrim with their backs to the wall. And for a little bit of chopping there by the Offaly player, Antrim can lift the siege to this free. Desi Donnelly leaving it to his goalkeeper Niall Patterson. He's a lead guitarist with Leanne Raviera, country western and pop band, and they'll be singing tonight if Antrim qualify for the All-Ireland final. Pat Delaney, it's behind you. This is Paul McKillen getting it up to try and find Kieran Barr. Brian Donnelly is there. Alcan McFetrich leaving it. Eugene Coughlin going all the way back to the danger man Mark Corrigan. Still Mark Corrigan from Kinnity, leading his side by example. But that occasion, the pass not a very good one. And Antrim once again get it out towards Dominic McKinley, 29 years of age, vice-captain of the side, to Kieran Barr. And all of a sudden, this match is coming alive here in Croke Park, as Kieran Barr sends it in towards Alcan McFetrich, gone in at right corner forward, left corner forward in fact. Aidan Fogarty dispossessed. This is Terence McNaughton, and dropping a ball in, which Jim Troy gathers and delivers it down towards his half-forward line. Michael Dignan trying to get past Terence Donnelly. Desi Donnelly there as well. It comes to Joe Dooley, sending one in, which Niall Patterson is happy to bat out. Oh, it's heartwarming stuff so far, anyway. And we're still only 22 minutes gone in the first half. This is James McNaughton. Down towards Donald Armstrong. Kieran Barr moved out around the centre of the field. This is Armstrong. His father played in the 1943 All-Ireland hurling final, and he's determined to follow in his father's footsteps. This is Paul McKillen. Was a star performer against Kilkenny 2 years ago, and he's looking great in training, according to the manager Jim Nelson. That's one for the Sky, all right, but it drops down out over the end line and wide. But Alcan McFetridge not really agreeing with the umpire, but the scoreline remains the same. Offaly just leading by 2 points. And look at that crowd. Tipperary, and indeed I would imagine with some of those colours, Clare people there as well. Happy that they're in their very first All-Ireland minor hurling final. This is Joachim Kelly. Being blocked there by Dominic McMullen. Coming in to help is Aidan McCarry. This is Michael Dignan. Bank official in Selbridge dropping one in, which Terence Donnelly is there, so too is Vincent Tehan, and goes out over the line, and yet again another wide. That's 13 wides now for Offaly at the moment. There's Vincent Tehan from Coolderry, made his debut last year, and in fact was the captain of the UCD that lost the Fitzgibbon Cup final earlier in the season. Paddy Delaney knocking it down towards Dahi Regan, and he's a welcome return to the Offaly side. Had to immigrate because of unemployment, but now makes a welcome return to this Offaly side. Referee Terence Murray indicating a free to Antrim as James McNaughton waits anxiously. Antrim playing with great heart and determination. A real attacking half-back. Plays his club hurling there with Cushendall, Rory Og. And certainly the farmer from Cushendall doing well. He has his hands full, of course, marking Mark Corrigan. Kieran Barr, they'll be looking for something inspirational for him. Now, this time, the radar now working just to the right. And that means that Antrim now have a total of 7 wides as Kieran Barr apologises there to his teammates. Jim Troy with the puck out. His brother John, minor and under-21 keeper with Offaly this season. They've won the Leinster title, so it's a goalkeeping family. As Johnny Pilkington looks at the post and sends it sweetly over the bar. Good score by Johnny Pilkington. Would you believe he was only an Offaly minor last year, and the agricultural science student in UCG performing splendidly for Offaly. Niall Patterson sending it over towards Pat Delaney once again, dominant at centre half back, and the break so vital, and certainly Pat Delaney is contributing to a number of those breaks. And Michael Dignan guilty there of a foul, says referee Terence Murray. Paul McKillen has the height, has he the accuracy? A beautiful point by Paul McKillen. Antrim narrow the gap even more. Certainly this may have looked upon as a starter to the main menu, and the starter is looking very good indeed so far, really providing great entertainment. The break again, and Offaly always seem to be first to that break. Vincent Tehan from Coolderry getting past Desi Donnelly. Desi sticking to his task. Still Vincent Tehan getting it across to this side. Paul McKillen getting a hurley to it. This is Kieran Barr. An almighty puck upfield, switching from defence into the attack. Donald Armstrong causing a few problems for Martin Hannamy. This is Brian Donnelly trying to get past Aidan Fogarty, half blocked. Alcan McFetridge battling hard, and that will go out over the end line and wide. After all that hard work,